Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Deepa. So today is day 53 of solving daily problems on LeetCode. Now let us see what today's problem is. So the problem is to find if path exists in the graph or not. So it is an easy level problem. Now let us try to solve this problem. First let us read this problem and try to understand what we have to do in this given problem. So the problem says that we are given a bidirectional graph, which means that if there is an edge from 0 to 1, then from this particular edge we can also move from 1 to 0 backwards also. So that, which means it is a bidirectional graph and we are given n vertices. Now each vertex is labeled from 0 to n minus 1. Edges in the graph are represented as a 2D integer array named edges, where edges I is equals to ui and vi, which means u is my initial node and v is my final node where I can move from that particular edge, and it represents a vertex from ui to vi. Now every pair is connected to at most one edge and there is no vertex that has an edge to itself, means there is no self loop present in this graph. Okay, so there is no self loop. Now we have to determine if there is a valid path from source to destination. Okay, given the edges and integer n, source and destination, we have to return true if there is a valid path from source to destination, otherwise we will return false. Okay, so if we see in this given example, okay, so if I see in this given example, edges are given as 0, 1, 1, 2 and 2, 0. 0 is my source and 2 is my destination. So to solve this problem, we can use either a DFS traversal or a BFS traversal. So in this question, we will use a DFS traversal in order to traverse the graph as well as check the valid path. So for DFS, what we will do? First, we will check, and here we will first create a adjacency list for each vertex here. Adjacency list will store the path from a particular node here. Like, let me explain you what is a adjacency list first. Okay, so if my starting node is 0, then my adjacency list will store, let's say from 0, it will store all other nodes I can traverse. From 0, as given here, I can travel 1 and I can also travel 2. As it is a bidirectional graph, so from 0 we can also travel 2, and for 1 we can travel 0 and the second node will be 2. So this will be stored in my adjacency list, and from 2 what we can do, we will travel to 0, and from 0 we can again travel to 1. So this will be stored in my adjacency list. Now the second step will be to check whether we have, if my source become equals to my destination. Let's say D. My source become equals to destination. In that case, I have to return true that I have already visited and there exists a path from source to destination for this given path. Okay, so first what we will do, we will create a adjacency list, then we will call the DFS function and we will pass all the variables in it. Okay, we will also here create a visited array to check whether we have visited the particular node before or not. So this visited array will be of Boolean type, or we can make it of integer type also, and we will initially make all the values to 0, and one by one we will traverse and we will update the value to 1. Now let's say if this is my adjacency list here, 0, 1 and 2. Okay, So this is my agency list. At first I'm storing 0 for all that I have not visited any node. The first call I will make for the 0 node, and the first condition I will check here that if source is equals to destination, which is false. Second condition would be that if I have already visited this node, which is also false. Now next what I will do that first I will mark that now I have visited this node. Second, what I will check that I will traverse in the agency list of 0. So my agency list of 0 will give me two options. Either I can go to node 1 and either I can go to node 2. So if we move to node 1, then my source here will become 1. This will be a recursive call. And again from 1, I will check that which other nodes I can move. So it will check for 0 and it will also check for 2. So if I go to 0, that I've already visited 0, and so that I will return from here false, that I have already visited 0, so I don't need to visit it again. Now my second option will be 2. Now I will visit 2 and it will return true, that yes, you can visit this node, and this will be marked as 1. This also will be marked previously 1. Now we'll mark this as 1. Now 2 is equals to my destination, and my current becomes here 0. Previously my source becomes 0. Now it says that yes, there exists a path from 0 to 2. So in that case you have to return true, otherwise you will just return false at the end of this for loop call. Like this call, at the end you will just return false from the function. So now let us see the code here. So this will be my boolean function for the traversal named DFS. First here I'm passing the agency list. Second is my source variable. Third is my visited array, and last one is my destination where I have to reach. The first condition, as I told you, will be to check whether my source is equals to destination or not. Then in that case I have to return true. And if my visited of source is true, that means I have previously visited this node, then in that case you need not to visit it again, and we will return false from here. And now if we have not visited, we have marked that node as visited. Next, we are traversing in its agency list. For this particular node, let's say it is 0. So we are traversing one by one to its adjacency list. First, we are checking that if we have not visited this neighbor, like for if my adjacency list contains for 0, 1 and 2. So if 1 contains 2, then I will not make a recursive call for this, and I will only make a recursive call for true where I have not visited. And if the DFS again returns true, then in that case it means there exists a path, and I will return true from this function. If there is no path exist between the source and destination, then in that case you have to return false. So in the main function, what we are doing, first we are creating an agency list for the edges given to us, and as mentioned it is a bidirectional graph, therefore we are pushing for both, like for 0 1 also, and for one index 0 also. Let's say if it is like that from 0 you can move to 1, so in this agency list I will mark that from 0 I can move 1, and from 1 I will also mark as 0, that there exists a bidirectional path between both the nodes. Next, I have declared a visited array which is initially 0, and at last we are making a call to our DFS function, and when we will make a call to DFS function, it will make recursive calls to path to find the best path between the source and destination, just to find the path between source and destination. So I hope this explanation is clear to you. If you have any doubt, please leave it in the comment section regarding this video. And I have written the code here, and you can see that it is accepted. The same code I have written here and it is accepted, and I have also submitted this code which was accepted. So I hope this video solution was clear to you. If you have any doubt, please leave it in the comment section. Like this video, comment on it, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon to get daily notification about the videos I'm posting here, and subscribe to channel for daily such videos on problems on LeetCode and Geeks for Geeks. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.